Hello everybody, this is part number 15. We're going straight to Malmut. I think my build condition's pretty good at the moment. I'm gonna pop up my stuff. And without much further ado, we're going straight for the Coven. I hope their questline gonna net me full reputation with them. I want their augments for damage. Still a lot of window to improve. For example, my belt is pretty bad, my relic definitely. There is a better version for my gloves as well. I need the empowered one. We don't have luck again. Dragler didn't drop his medal. So here, as I explain every time, the easiest way to find the objectives in this area is just stick to the west until you reach a house. So that's the house that I mention in every episode, because house contains main stash quest, and on top of that's gonna lead me to the devotion shrine and Gareth, which is part of a side quest, very important, because this quest gives a attribute reshape potion, which is usually a very expensive craft. And you have to go to a certain blacksmith to craft this. It's not free. This is Avarice Marrow Wheel. You have to be careful. Decent Marrow Wheel crossbow. So when you leave the house, actually cellar beneath the house, it leads you directly to the devotion. This guy is swiftness, so it's good to be careful. Brimstone repeater is a fire-based gun. I think it's a pistol, but can be gun a proper two-handed gun. Let's check. Yeah, sadly it's a part of the ever-burning brimstone set. Unfortunately. There is several good pistols that can start to drop at this point. Garan is a little bit northwest from the devotion. You can see that this is one of the most annoying conversations in the game until you send him home. And main stash is again northwest. You have to just open your eyes and you're gonna see the star on the minimap. Here is another secret area that you need to... Basically I'm here, so I'm gonna do that. Main stash is a one-shot chest, but here is the secret area. It's a little bit tricky. There is a turn back node. This guy crafts basically a component that you need to have access to the locker fight, which is a very important fight, especially if you start building your account. So I'm gonna quick jump to Devil's Crossing, craft black tallow, so I can trade for the black heart. I'm not gonna do bourbon clones on this one. Bourbon clones is a pretty pointless battle. I already did that in the previous series. It's a pretty straightforward, nothing special. But locker fight can be interesting on this build because I possess Inquisitor Seal. Kinda expensive craft. Comes with rift stones and basically 3 seals of binding, which is quite pricey. I'm gonna check what I need for the prismatic diamond so I can craft it later on. The most expensive thing here is Arcane Spark, which I don't have. I think some of the factions sell this and I miss it, but prismatic diamond is apart from the endgame setup, so I can wait a little bit for this. It's not necessary to craft it right now. And I think I'm gonna lose a lot of resistances if I swap runestone, which I essentially need to finish the campaign. It gives me bonus damage to ethereals and ethereal corruptions. These guys, basically the plants, they drop elemental damage rings. Which basically, if they're all pretty good, I can swap some of my rings because they're pretty generic. They are nothing special. So I'm gonna focus a little bit on the plant skills. I saw a hero at the minimap, so I can quickly check. Yeah, it's here. Another arcane. But I'm gonna kill pretty fast, so nothing bad happens to me. Let's kill Caraxes full. This area can be quite interesting. Comes with a lot of trees, which is basically a chance for Ulgrim blooms and a potential totem as well. I am a little bit low level for this area, but I am kinda well geared, so bladed plating is a nice component for retaliation builds. Not so for us, but still a rare component. Another 2 points. I'm gonna soft cut termite mines and I'll start working either on a sustain or more damage. Just gonna see how it goes. Spirit dump for the damage. Finally arrived at Coven. Coven possess a very good questline. I like them. We wanna sell some stuff to open up some space. Don't sell heart, storm heart if you plan to play, plan to kill the clones. I don't plan to deal with them, so I'm just gonna leave it. If you need some extra resistance shred, this is a good source. It's cursed tincture. There is not much useful tinctures in the game, so this one and the homestead one is pretty useful. Nothing that we can use apart from this very useful, but my resistance pretty bad. I'm gonna leave some stuff at the stash. This is a good habit when you have rare components and stuff. I did the most dumbest thing ever. I forgot to trade for a black heart. I have to go back at some point.
It's safe with me, promise.
But this is what it is. This is a good habit in hardcore. I don't plan to die, but every rare material is good to be stored from time to time. You don't want to lose it by any circumstances. Usually these materials, they start to rain later in the game, but for example Ulgrim blooms, Blood of Chthon is a very rare materials. It's good when you play hardcore to sort them out, so you don't lose them at some point. There is a corrupted hero. Usually they're kinda most dangerous. Janaxia. Pretty straightforward battle. According to her weapon, she can be a little bit dangerous, but usually not that much. Ice Corn Talons, nothing for us. She is very squishy. She is part of the quest later on when you go back to Coven, so it's good to kill her along the way. So you don't have to come here especially for her. Also she gives good chunk of reputation, 112. Let's go and scam Mogdrogan. Get a free skeleton key. There is a devotion shrine at the very beginning. Mobs here is gonna be... Actually, that's a bad idea. They are 96. I'm not gonna do this. You can come back at any point if you want this shrine, but it's not necessary. That quest is a clickbait, especially if you're like me, level 80. You don't want to face Gargabo or the trial at the second floor of the dungeon at this level. You're gonna end up dead. Dungeons, if you don't need a specific farm from them, usually are skipped. They are the worst source of loot per minute, per hour, sorry. Because most optimized build can do SR 64-65 for 5 minutes or 75-76 again for 5 minutes, and you're gonna spend at least 20 minutes at the dungeon because you have to navigate, you have to stopping to loot and stuff, and SR you just killing stuff, and at the end is a treasure room instead of always hits the stumps. They have a chance either for ambush or 1 or 2 Ulgrim blooms for free. Another clickbait is Kraval. Never during the campaign. This is one of the most tough battles in the game, especially on an unoptimized build. Also very expensive detonation site. 3 dynamites. Kravao is a world boss. There is a Steam challenge as well. I do him only at the league because he gives points. And you have to do him before level 90. But for my playthroughs usually I skip it. It's not worth the effort. General creeping ring. This is not what the ring we're looking for. First thing that we have to do is check the tree spawning location for Silvaria. First one is here. And left the rift gate. So this time she's not here. Silvaria is a pretty good boss if you want to farm rings. Because it's guaranteed drop from her, but rings comes in 3 different variations, so can be a little bit hard to achieve what you're looking for. Next spawning location is here. So we got it. I'm gonna leave the rift gate and I'm gonna save the witches. This is a hero, high chance to drop my belt. Not this time, unfortunately. Let's grab the rift gate. This area can be a little bit dangerous. You can stuck on several places here. That was massive damage. These guys, they possess a slam attack, which usually, as I explained, Inquisitor CL won't work very well against single target hitters. As you can see, this slam attack, first hit, if it lands, second deals more damage. Every single tree that's a champion or hero possess this attack. They're like mini version of Gargaball. There is a one-shot chest in this area. Also chance for a totem. Here, first take care of the odds. These guys can hurt. Silvaria possess Thunder mechanic and immediately boost their damage. Apart from that, he's not so deadly, but she spawns these guys. Also there is a chance for a heroes, and when you get Thunder, you can die pretty easily. We reach Barrow home, but I have to backtrack. I didn't manage to find the witches to save them. They are part of the quest line. This is the ring that I spoke about. These rings have a elemental damage as implicit, and if you roll Tempest prefix, that's gonna be even better. But unfortunately this ring is a pretty bad roll. Time for the most annoying and boring questline in the game. I hope Crate or Zentai take care of this, cause it's extremely boring.
See anything you like?
Also involve a lot of backtrack, which I hate.
Put it to good use.
Usually I'm not gonna stick with them. I don't plan to buy Ravager, but I need the belt from the boss that guarding the mine, so I'm gonna take the extra experience. Their faction stuff are not very useful for me. They are useful if you play bleeding or pet builds. Apart from that's pretty useless. Wendigo Spirit is a very rare component as well. Which remind me I miss Woodgall as well. So I have to do this quest because they're very profitable. You have to check every single corner of this map. You don't want to miss the objectives. Because quest for here is a follow-up. And I don't want to come back 1000 times. So I have to be extremely careful. And check every single spawn location for these crabs. Especially this one here. At Ultimate there is a Devotion Shrine as well, which is somehow bonus. Level 80, amazing. Soft cap on Termit's Mine, this is absolutely huge. 30% resistance shred is always welcome. There is a guaranteed mine, dynamite, sorry. Usually you have in every single mine, you have a guaranteed one. These guys void touch, you have to be careful. There is a corner here, be sure you check it. Treasure trove, why not? Blazing ruby, a very good endgame component. It's very hard sometimes to find a slow resistance, so this is very helpful. On an auto-attacking build sometimes. Spirit dump. Unfortunately, great nerf MI drops from champions, so that's why it's very hard to find my MI build. This is an ancient, which means either trolls or shamblers, or maybe both. Tainted Heart, another endgame component. From now on we're gonna start buying a lot of endgame components. This is another very good armor. It comes with tons of resistances, and this is the one of the mythical versions. Tons of offensive ability, ether damage converted to elemental. reduce stun duration, freeze duration. Definitely I'm gonna swap armor of the Ignafar for this one. It's just so good. It's definitely a huge upgrade. And comes with 3-2 aura sensor, which is here is Naxxon Shade. Be careful with him. He spawns a lot of pools on the ground. That's terrible. Terrible Ulgrim Waste Guard. Glacial. Affeater. Still better than mine. Because comes at least with some cold damage and spirit, but and better entrapment duration, some meter resistance, but still terrible as a roll. Still upgrade, but not big, just slightly better than mine, which is kinda unbelievable. Let's kill Ugdo for the experience. So disappointing drop. I hate to run this mine, it's so annoying. I pre-craft this raid for here. That's an ambush. Void touch heroes, they can teleport next to you. They use somehow shadow strike mechanic. So keep that in mind even if you take distance. The best approach to this quest is just kill the guy. It's better to take one extra Wendigo spirit instead of give him once and he gonna give you once in return. But that's a ripoff. Better kill him. Much more rewardable. If you're not a role player or try to be a good guy, better kill him. There is one very unique mechanic. There is a chest in this area and Ugdambok as well, that if you go nearby, 3 ghosts, that's a family, attacks you. Our bad armor absorption and slightly mediocre armor start to shows up. We take sometimes way too much damage. Forsaken. Let's reposition a little bit. Piecemeal domination. The game just dropped me constantly pet stuff. I'm not gonna build a gunslinger soon if they continue with this shit. Time Wrapped is a very dangerous hero that's gonna slow you. And we have to restore one more ward. Finish the quest. I think it's over here, I just missed it. But I'm gonna fix that mistake. Gunslinger is a pretty fast as a class. So backtracking is not the worst thing in the world, but still quite annoying. Okay, Barrel Home is safe. Now we can receive a buff from them because we reactivate all the totems. Moment of truth. Did I kill all the crabs? Yeah, yes I did.
A blessed well.
Yes. The Wendigo you just we've always had.
He wants to deal with Laria. Let's do this really quick. She is very close to the Ulgrim rift. She's over here. I miss one creeping ring. I don't think this is what we're looking for. No, that's a defensive ring. I'm gonna keep it cause I think comes with good resistances, Pierce, Poison, Vitality Eater and Shattering Blast as well, which is I think Grenade skill. Yeah, so but resistance is quite nice. I can swap basically my Velout's ring for this one at some point. Here, the only condition that you want to kill her if you farm the 3 daggers, the fire, the cold and the storm one. Apart from that, better spare her life. She's gonna give you Wendigo Spirit for free. And also, you're gonna finish the quest again, you're gonna just lie to him. Unfortunately, doesn't matter what you choose here. Scorf is gonna kill her by himself at the end of the quest line. You're gonna pound her next to the fire camp. Dead. But I prefer to spare her if I don't need the daggers because comes with negative reputation to the Coven. I'm not gonna take Ravager questline. I prefer my quest log to be a little bit clean. So we have everything that we need.
You've reached the altar of Rito. Now that you ever ever since the... Do you have deep beneath good?
Okay, now we are in a crossroads. What we gonna pick? Temper comes with a flat physical that's gonna be converted partially. This is an option. Here we have either few points in storm spread and bursting round. We can boost, which can boost our damage significantly. Also, we can take more attack speed, do the ranged expertise. This is quite dilemma. I think I'm gonna max out my main attack skill. We're gonna restore the wards. This quest is kinda annoying because you never guess that the first ward is inside the city. First time I do this quest I was so confused where is the last ward, and it was next to the rift, which is very unexpected for me. Next one is here at the bottom, and the next one is a little bit north. But that's gonna unlock the last quest from the quest line, which is basically to hunt down the ethereal that possess you at the very beginning. That's done. We have to protect her. Let's activate the trial. You can see how interesting is the Coven questline compared to Barrowhome. I think the developers just getting lazy. Because most of the quest lines, they are very well scripted, very interesting, sorry. And Barrowhome is just completely useless. Okay. That was actually I hit revert. That's good stuff, but I'm very low level for their components.
See you around.
Here is the witch that we saved. And usually this witch gives you the quests. We maxed out this one. Point in spirit. Time to save our friend. But first it's good to trade for the for the black card, because we're gonna need the mythical version of Stormheart to summon Locker. So we have Heart of Darkness. Now mythical Stormheart's gonna pop up, because if you don't have Heart of Darkness in your inventory, you can't basically trigger the Stormheart, the mythical version of it. And ultimate, there is a devotion shrine here, which is basically a free totem. Blood of Catan. This is a very dangerous spawn. These guys take max life, so I'm pretty vulnerable at the moment. They're level 90 as well. I have to separate them. This is Void Oppressor. These guys give you the aura, and as you can see, I lost 2000 of my max life pool. My finger was on the cluster all the time. Seal of Shadows. This is not what we're looking for. We start to drop endgame components for the weapons, which gonna boost my damage significantly if I found the right ones. Always watch out for the oppressors, they can give you a hard time. Also, Tonian's Blood Keepers, they heal the others. And here is the mythical Stormheart, because I have Heart of Darkness in my inventory. This boss here is kinda joke. The only problem, he possesses under mechanic. Also volcanoes. I'm gonna, just for a safety reason, step back from it. Usually I'm pretty sure Inquisitors here absorb all of it. This time I'm not gonna fight Ulgrim.
Is that you, Mother? I'm sorry. An unfortunate accident, my Emperor. I'm afraid my left arm will take some time to... Ulgrim. Yes. Yes, I see.
I don't want to make episode that long, so I'm gonna skip the fight with him. Usually if you fight him you get more experience. But already episode's kinda long. Taskmasters not that dangerous, but the oppressors, they possess the aura. Make a difference between the two, can save your life. So this is oppressors over here. They glow in purple. So I'm gonna approach them carefully. On a build that has at this point 16, 17k or 15, even 12k, life pool is not that dangerous. But these guys over here, I'm sorry, my gunslinger is only 9k, 5, which make huge difference. That makes my circuit breakers slightly ineffective as well. Be careful to not sell this. This is gonna improve a lot my build in terms of defense. I got better 21 physical res at this point of the game, is quite nice. Also I improve my offensive and defensive ability and slightly my armor. I'm gonna give this guy what he needs. I'm gonna sell some stuff. At this point I can sell this. This is not ours. I'm gonna keep the belt, slightly better. I'm gonna keep the armor. This is next upgrade. And this is quite interesting. These gloves gives tons of attack damage and a cold proc. I am really considered to swap. That attack speed is quite nice. I think it's the better, also better pierce res. It's just better. And at this point probably is a wise idea to change the component as well for attack speed one. I'm gonna keep this, actually not gonna ruin it. And I'm gonna equip attack speed component. that gives me even more. Usually on an auto attacking build you aim for 175 plus at least. I have just 154, which is not bad but not amazing. And also I'm gonna change my look a little bit for a proper gunslinger probably. I'm not gonna change the gear soon, so I want to look a little bit more like a gunslinger. Let's do a little bit cowboy stuff. Some generic gloves. Let's see if there is a better shoulders. This is Grenadier ones, but I think this one fits better the idea of a cowboy. And let's make this to be a revolvers. I think this glows nice. Looks slightly better.
See anything you like?
Menacing living ring. I'm curious if I can swap this. Actually I can swap these ones. That's gonna give me more damage, which is quite nice.
See you around.
And if I found another one, I can swap this one as well. But for now, build looks pretty solid. I can use augments, but I finally put a resistance on a stable shape. I have another one actually, which is even better. I got a Amarastas Flurry, and in previous this is definitely changed to we lost lighting crest, but that's fixable by augments. And unfortunately I have to attach another crystal here. I think my slow resistance capped, which is very important on the auto attacking build. And now I have just fixed my lighting resistance. I hope I have open slot. Yes, I do. I can use one of the gloves. This is just 2 overcaps, quite low. So maybe I can put one in the head slot as well. Of course my belt is terrible. And when I equip the upgrade, it's gonna be slightly better, but I have to farm a little bit probably. But these swaps here and there definitely improve my build. I'm gonna check if I...
Got any more scrap metal?
Marauder's Talisman, I have to farm one more eye. I think it's a wise idea to switch to this one. This one don't give any attack speed, and I want this proc more than this proc. Unfortunately Vendetta falls off at this point. Marauder's Talisman's gonna offer more, but probably off screen I'm gonna farm a little bit Mugara. But this is the episode for now. Thank you everyone for watching. See you in the next one.